Successful innovation happens when an individual or organisation liberates value from a competitor by solving a customer's problem cheaper, better or faster than the competitor does. Tim Castell from the University of Queensland argues that an idea only becomes an innovation when you do two things. One, when you make it real, and two, when you work out how to unlock its value. In Australia, we're spending over $10 billion annually funding a huge number of university and government researchers who are trying to make their ideas real. And, judging by the overpopulation of startup incubators, accelerators, commercialisation managers and makerspaces, there is clearly no shortage of inventors, scientists and makers with ideas they think are going to change the world. However, we also know from extensive innovation research, the majority of emerging ideas and innovations fail to make a sizable impact in the ideas targeted community. This is typically not because the idea fails to deliver, but rather a result of an inability to attract, engage, or excite customers or users. There are three main reasons why this happens. 1. Not enough people have the problem. 2. The problem is being adequately solved already and the new idea isn't sufficiently better to warrant changing. Or 3. The business model for the idea just isn't sustainable, scalable, and delivered to the right customers in the most efficient and competitive way. Therefore, the most important questions for today's organisation, trying to avoid being disrupted, is the same as for the entrepreneur trying to disrupt. How do I unlock or liberate value in a sustainable and scalable way? Who is my customer? And what is the problem I am solving? Over the past decade, a number of thought leaders have developed a series of tools that can assist organisations to discover new opportunities available for exploitation. These leaders include Steve Blank, Eric Ries, Alexander Osterwalder, Simon Sinek, and Indy Young. Many of these approaches lead the innovator to design products and services targeted to address a real or significant problem through building customer empathy. The tools and programs these authors have developed can often be used in combination. For example, the Business Model Canvas and Customer Development and Agile Engineering in the Lean Launchpad program is significantly changing the way innovators learn how to unlock value. Organisations all over the world are trying to become more entrepreneurial in order to stave off disruptive forces coming from every angle. Traditional startup founders are very different to research and development, product development, or marketing professionals in corporations, but they have a lot to learn from each other. Most startup founders see a market opportunity or insight and build, buy, or rent a product or service to exploit it. That is market pull. Whereas most organisations start with their existing portfolio and work out how they can make minimal changes to exploit a new, but often poorly understood, existing or new customer problem. That is product push. Lean and custom development are being embraced by both established organisations and startups because it helps both groups to stop and identify who the customer is and become a forensic expert in their pain or problem. This deeper understanding of their customers' needs is used to develop a solution with an associated innovative business model. This is a lot harder for established organisations as they have well-established and entrenched business models, whereas startups have absolute flexibility to create new business models. For those organisations endeavouring to reinvent themselves, they need to be prepared to not only be more customer-centric in their product development, but they need to be more open to business model innovation. For a new idea or innovation to become established in the ever-crowded marketplace, one must have both an innovative product and an innovative business model. Alexander Osterwalder and Yves Pigneur provide a definition of a business model as the rationale of how an organisation creates, delivers, and captures value. In business model generation, Alexander and Yves provide a template for idea proponents to describe their idea as a series of hypotheses and assumptions in a simple 9-part business model canvas, or BMC. Once the business model has been described using the canvas, the author has a tool to then test their BMC assumptions and make rapid, repeated, and continuous changes. This allows them to, over time, build a better, more resilient, and ultimately validated business model. This does not guarantee success, but addresses many of the most common reasons for failure. The main reason for the failure of a new product, service, or startup is incorrect assumptions about who the customer is and what problem needs solving. The BMC helps to reduce the chance of this happening by forcing the idea proponent to describe those assumptions and test them with real customers before building a product. The traditional way to get support for the launch of a new product or service was to sit at a desk and write a detailed business plan complete with 5-year forecasts. As soon as the business starts implementing the plan, it is quickly forgotten because the world changes very quickly once you're in it. Perhaps this phenomenon is best described by Mike Tyson, who famously said, "Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face."